interior decor appeals to at least four to our five senses: your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your sense of hearing, and your sense of sight. So today I'll be talking about how you can make your home look expensive without spending so much money. For today's video, I'll be focusing more on your living room. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk more about your kitchen and how to make your bedroom look expensive. But for this video, I'll be focusing more on how to make your living room look expensive. My first tip is, or my first recommendation is that you want to go big on your accessories. What do I mean? So your throw pillows, your plants, your decor items, go a tad bigger than them. So if you're buying throw pillows, instead of buying the regular small size ones and buying four of that for your sofa, buy two big ones or two medium sized ones. They look much more expensive, look grand, and the price difference between those sizes are not so much, but you end up getting a very high-end and luxurious look. So also with your plants, if you're going for plants and you want to have that expensive look, go for a bigger plant. The bigger the better. It just makes it very high-end and very, very posh. Same with your artwork. If you're going for artworks, go for big size artworks. So instead of putting like 3 or 4 artworks on the wall, why not go for two big ones or one really massive, lovely artwork? It makes your house really look high when you do that. That's my very first recommendation. Secondly, you want to hang your curtains as high as possible. I think I've talked about that in my video about curtains, which I think you should watch. I think that video is very helpful and I keep going back to it anytime I talk about interior decor. That's because curtains form a major part. They're like the foundation of whatever decor you want to do in your space. I would always recommend going for curtains instead of blinds, but it's a personal preference. But if you really want to have that high-end look, I think curtains have a way of making your space look really luxurious and grand. So one tip I would share is that when you're hanging your curtains, go as high as possible. Let your curtain rod be about 4 to 6 inches above your windows. But I would say if you have a very high ceiling, then go as high as possible. When you do a ceiling to floor curtain, your home house has it makes your window look grand, it makes your home feel taller, and it gives you a very high-end look. That's one way you can achieve that. Now, still on curtains, when you've raised your curtains high, another thing you can do is you want to extend your curtain rods say about 3 to 4 inches away from the edges of the window. So you have rectangular window. If your window, let's assume your window ends at one point, you want to extend your curtain rods about 3 or 4 inches away from the end of your windows. So what that means is that when you eventually hang your curtains and you open them up, your curtains do not block your window and you allow more sunshine to enter your home. And the more sunshine, the more natural light you let into your home, the more expensive it actually feels, and you not spend that much money. So extend your curtain rods as much as possible. And when you also do that, it makes a small window look bigger. So if you have a small window in your room, in your house, in your living room, and you want to make it look bigger, extend your curtain rods much away from the end of the window, and you give the appearance of a bigger size. So that's one tip I would recommend. And my third tip is that you want to avoid blank walls in your space. Now, I'm not saying that every wall in your living room should be decorated, but if you have a big blank wall in your space, that's a sign that you need to put something on that wall. So it could be an artwork, it could be a mirror, it could be anything that tickles your fancy, but avoid blank walls. Blank walls give the appearance of being cheap. So if you have a blank wall, put a artwork on it. And remember what I said about doing your artwork, going big with your artwork. So if you have a blank wall, instead of putting one small artwork on it, put a big size artwork on it, or put two big artworks on it, and if you would achieve a very grand and very luxurious look. Now, another thing I recommend is that the smell of your home is very important. Interior decor appeals to at least 4 to 5 senses: your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your sense of hearing, and your sense of sight. So it appeals to what you see, it appeals to what you can feel, it appeals to what you hear, and it appeals to what you smell. So you want to ensure that you are appealing to those senses in your home. So sense of smell is very important. The way your home smells is important. You can't have a very nice looking home and your house now smells of fish or it smells of spoiled food. You want to ensure that your home smells nice, and it's not too difficult. Something as basic as just open your windows, let air come in, like ventilate your home as much as possible. That really helps. Good air freshener. I'm not a fan of the old boil lemon, boil this, boil cloves, and all of that. If it works for you, that's fine. But I tried it once, and it wasn't. It didn't last. It didn't feel like 3 4 hours. My house felt nice, and that was it. But it wasn't something that was a long-term thing. So go for air fresheners, go for diffusers. If you're battling with bad odor, one thing that I can recommend is using baking soda or ground coffee. The baking soda, is an absorbent that absorbs bad odor. So you can just open it or put it in a very porous material and put it in a spot around your house. What it does is that it absorbs those bad odor and it makes your the atmosphere, the air quality in your house much better. So baking soda and ground coffee are quite important things that you can use to absorb bad odor in your space. And if you want to now have a nice smell, you want to use a diffuser, you want to use your flower, you want to use your air fresheners are very important. If you go to hotels, I don't know, if you go to hotels like really 5-star hotels, one thing you realize that they smell nice. They have very nice soft smell. Not necessarily, they don't smell like flowers, but there's this scent about them that can even linger on you. That's because they are trying to appeal to your sense of smell. So that's very important that you're able to get a very nice smelling apartment or getting your home to smell really good is very important. Another thing I'm going to share, going to try and make your home expensive, is that you want to mix your textures. Textures are very important in your space. You don't want to use the same texture in your space. So for example, there's this very there's kind of material people like to use. It's like a shaggy material. It's very hairy, it feels very soft to touch, and people like that type of material a lot. So they use it for their throw pillow. When they're trying to buy throw pillow, they go for this type of materials. One thing I now see people make is that they now buy the shaggy materials for all their throw pillows. Everything just feels shaggy, and then they put a shaggy center rug in their home, and it just feels, pardon my way, it feels a bit cheap. So one way you can do that, you need to mix your textures. So if you are doing shaggy, I'm not saying you shouldn't. If you want it, that's fine. So if you are doing shaggy, you want to mix it with other materials. You want to mix it with satin and mix it with linen materials. So you can have like 4 throw pillows. One is shaggy or 2 are shaggy. One is a linen material. One is a satin material. And then you can do a different type of material for your rug. You just want to have a different feel in your home. So as you're touching one thing, it feels different. As you touch another thing, it also feels different. Now, still on texture, the type of wood material you use in your home matters. So the wood for your TV stand, for your center table, if you have cupboards or bookshelves in your home, or side tables are important. People tend to buy the same. They tend to make or buy the same kind of wooden material for all those things. Now it could be cheaper in cost, but trying to buy different materials of wood for your space gives a very very high-end look. The whole concept is that avoid matchy stuff. Just avoid match. Everything does not have to match. The aim is to complement your space, things, the items in your home to complement each other, not necessarily match each other. So you can use a shade of brown for your TV stand, and a different shade, a different wood type for your center table, and something different for your side cupboard or your side stool. I would say limit yourself to 2 or 3 different textures because repetition matters in design. So you need to be able to repeat something. So if you want to, if the color of your TV, the color of your TV stand can actually match the color of your side table, but not that every wooden item in your home should not have the same kind of wood or the same kind of texture. It doesn't give it a it doesn't give it a very nice look. It makes it look very cheap. But when you mix your texture, you mix your wooden materials, the home looks quite expensive and you've not really done so much. Now, remember I said interior decor appeals to you at least 4 out of your 5 senses, and your sense of hearing is so important, your sense of hearing. This was something I just learned recently, but I think it's a very nice idea. One way to make the atmosphere in your home feel nice and posh and really good is you can buy like little Bluetooth speakers in your home and play soft music in the background. It doesn't have to be loud, not bang 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 hey, hey, hey kind of music. Something just really subtle, something nice, and just play in the background. It gives your home a very nice atmosphere. If you're one that likes declarations or affirmations, you can also keep those declarations on a very low volume in your place in your home, and let it just play. It has a very nice way of making your house feel good. It's your music generally is good. If you like opera or those instrumentals, something really soft, nothing too intense, just very soft music. Because if you play too loud music, it can be distracting. But soft music, and let it play in the background at a very low volume, and let it play all over your home. It just gives it a very nice feel. Still again, when you enter hotels, good posh hotels, if you pay attention, there's music in the background, soft music in the background, and the hotel feels good. Those are one of the things that those are one of the things that they do. The music really helps. It creates a very vibrant and expensive atmosphere. I've not done so much. You just get like little Bluetooth speakers in your home. Maybe 2 or 3 is okay. You don't want anything that is too loud. And just places that strategic areas in your home and play nice and soft music. You can play instrumentals, you could play affirmation, something just soft, nice. It modulates the atmosphere of your home and it makes your home feel very expensive. So that's my final tip. Every of those tips might not apply to you, but I'm sure you'll be able to take 1 or 2 tips that will be very helpful to you as regards your space. So if you like this video, please share it, please like it, and please subscribe. Let the community grow. I think we're currently at 190 subscribers at the moment, and I'm looking forward to 200, 500. So please let the community grow, share and like the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a good day, night, time, wherever you are. Bye.